Hello and welcome to another free.volous webisode and the neighbour's dog. I'm assuming you are going to hear a lot of barking throughout this recording, so I'm sorry in advance. So today we are going to do an up close and personal on the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. I've never tried any foundation from NYX. I've tried several of their products, but never ventured into the foundations, so this is going to be fun. I've been playing around with this one for a bit over a week now, on and off, and I have my impressions, but I want you to see how it works on my skin and take whatever is useful for you. As usual, what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. And in case you're new here, hi, I have sort of combination skin. In the winter it's mostly dry with a couple of oily patches, and it sort of turns around in the summer. It gets oily a bit all around and it gets less dry or normal on the outer edges, and also breakouts, hyperpigmentation. You can see that for yourself. Well, shall we start with the claims? I have NYX's website here because yeah, I forgot and I threw away the packaging. Very professional. Thank God I don't do this for a living. From sheer to full, your ideal coverage is just drops away with your new Total Control Drop Foundation. Fine-tune this velvety matte foundation with the included dropper. Simply adjust the number of drops until you create the look you're feeling today. Want more coverage? Add more drops. Buff expertly using their brush, yada yada yada, for a seriously smooth finish. And that's all they say. When it comes to ingredients, just a word of warning. Within the first 6 or 7 ingredients, 4 of them are silicones. This comes in a little glass bottle with a dropper, and I advise you to shake it before you apply it. I'm going to take my hair out of the way. This is an extremely liquidy foundation. It's basically water in terms of feeling, and then it has a lot of silicones for it to have the slip and the pigments. I've tried this a couple of different ways throughout the week, and I would say that the best way to apply this is smearing it on with your fingers and then going over gently and buff it with a brush. If I use a sponge, it eats away all the coverage almost immediately because this is so liquid. I've done my regular skincare, nothing different there. I'm not going to use a primer because I find that primers can alter the final result of the foundation for better or worse, and I only use primers when I feel that I really need to counteract something that is extreme on a foundation, either being too extremely dry or extremely oily or shiny, which I don't find happens with this foundation. Also, throughout my makeup, I'm going to do it very minimal. I'll show you how it goes with different textures of products, but I will try to use the least amount possible so that we can see how the foundation behaves throughout the day. I don't know if I read it in the box or if I've seen it in vlogs and videos that you use 2 drops for sheer coverage and you build from that. Let me just state the obvious. 2 drops will give you hardly any coverage. Most people do this. Just with my fingers. You can smear it all over your face. I don't do my forehead because I have fringe. I don't want to get it dirty. But you can see that there's hardly any difference. So I'm going to apply a couple of extra more drops on my fingers. Here we go. In terms of feeling when applying, this feels very similar to the Shiseido Synchro Skin Foundation. Let me just get that right out. It's really lightweight, it's liquidy, and it sinks into the skin. It's not one of those that is sort of creamy and stays sort of on top of the skin, like Clinique Beyond Perfecting, along those lines. It's nothing like that. I've put 3 more drops and I'm going to add just a teeny bit, one more drop on my problem areas. It's always chin, here, and then the sides with the scarring. I barely have anything underneath my eyes, in case you're wondering, so I'm going to go up close, and I think I'm going to lower the ISO so that you can see that, wrong way, yeah, so that you can see a little bit better my skin with the foundation. Now let's get close, let's get really close. And as you can see, the coverage on this is far from being very high, just saying. This feels slightly tacky, and it feels as if it's going to slide around your face. But at the same time, the finish is really nice. It is a demi-matte, has a bit of dewiness to it, but I've moisturized my skin. Keep that in mind. Just for the sake of it, let's add a couple more drops, and this time let's go with the brush. And as I said, it sort of reminds me, in terms of finish and texture, of the Shiseido Synchro Skin, which is something that some people may not like, but as I said, I'm not here to judge for you. This is the fullest I would go with this foundation because it leaves sort of a residue, unlike the Shiseido Synchro Skin, which sort of sinks into the skin and sets. This one sinks into the skin, but there's something on the skin at all times. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've used a lot. And right now I've shaken the bottle. You have to trust me on this one. But I've been using this on and off for a week, and I'm already down here. So when you end up building your coverage, you start to use a lot of product, and this only has 13 mils. This is sort of the mid-range of prices. It's 15 euros. I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. I've put this foundation, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. It's already building up on my laugh lines. Other than that, it looks really nice. So my makeup is done. I have used the Maybelline Master Contour Stick, the contour side, on top of the foundation. It blended really well. I'm using the NARS, what's your name? Soft Matte Complete Concealer underneath my eyes, and then I powdered with a little bit of RCMA No Color Powder, and I've applied bronzer. This is the Desert Dunes Warm Melange by Kiko from last year, I think, and they have a new one this year that is very similar. And then on my face also I applied a little bit of Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in Opal. Everything went really nicely. I had no problems. For now, it looks really nice. I'm going to do the up close right now. As I said, this seems to perfect the skin really nicely while still looking really natural up close. Even on my healing blemishes, they're not flaring out, they're already healing. I have a bit of dryness on that area, and looking up close, it doesn't look worse, you know? It looks like they're there. Oh, there's a hair here. It looks like there's some healing happening there, but there's nothing too weird. Again, the only complaint I have with this foundation for now is the creasing on the sides of my mouth. So when it comes to the rest, my pores are not enlarged. Everything, both powder and cream, went on beautifully. And yeah, it looks really even. It doesn't feel as tacky right now, but it still is slightly tacky on the areas that I haven't powdered. So let's see how it goes. It is, can you see that? 12:29. You have to trust me. Get used to it. And I'll be back for a few check-ins throughout the day to show you how it is going. Hi, I'm back. My window is open. There's sunlight entering the the room, but also noise, so I'm sorry, but I wanted to show this with daylight. I'm leaving in a few minutes to go to the movies and to Sephora with friends. And it's 4:07. It's been about 4 hours, so it's when my foundations usually start to look less than perfect, and I want to see what I want to touch up. And let's jump into the up close and personal. I'm a bit shiny on the sides of my nose, chin area, and I can see a little bit of creasing on my laugh lines. I know that I'm going to be dealing with this for the rest of the day because I've used this foundation previously. I'm going to blot with the Clean Beauty Blender. I'm going to take MAC Fix Plus. Take a little bit of the powder, just a teeny bit, and sort of set this problem area here. My contour and bronzer seem to be quite nice for the time being. No problem there, but I'm going to apply just a teeny bit more because I'm going out. So yeah, I'm going to put a lip on and I'm going to run out and be with my friends. I'll let you know how it all went by the end of the day. See you in a bit. Hi, so it's 10 past midnight. I've been wearing this foundation for about 12 hours, so here we go. I had fun at the movies, in case you're wondering. A bit too much auto-tune for my taste, but other than that, really fun. And I'm going to show you how my face is doing right now. So as you can see, there's barely anything here. It's long gone. I have this blemish on the side of my face that is showing, but yeah, I still have a little bit on my cheeks, but on my chin, jawline, I don't have much left. It still feels slightly sticky and I feel the need to remove it right now. I would say this is not the most long-lasting foundation there is. They don't claim it to be, so that's fine by me. It is layerable, and it's something that it wins over some foundations that start to get a little too cakey, thick or greasy when you start to layer them, or others just tend to set on your face, and then when you go to apply a new layer it just starts to pull on itself and remove itself from the face. So on that sense it does do what it says on the tin. I think you need a lot of product to get, I think I can show you right now. As you can see, because it has already settled right now, I'm about here in terms of liquid and it was filled to the brim. So you need quite a lot of product to use if you want more than sort of a sheer to slightly medium coverage. And because of that, it starts to feel a little bit slippy on the face, but it still lasts for a good, I would say, 6 hours without any concern, except for the fact that it builds up on the sides of the mouth, on bigger wrinkles. So if you're concerned about wrinkles, maybe this is not the one for you. When it comes to skin type, I think most skin types will be okay with this product. It didn't sort of emphasize any of my dry patches, although it didn't hide them. It didn't emphasize my pores, which is good news for oily skins. And also I feel that when it comes to very oily skin, maybe they won't like this because of the amount of silicones. It's very slippery probably, and you've seen with my skin the oil started to shine through really quickly and the foundation moves around on your face. Extremely dry skin, I'm not sure. Maybe it will cling on to excessive dryness, but I didn't find it to be terrifying on my little healing blemishes here. It's an affordable thing that you can have and adjust to your skin's needs on a daily basis, which is really nice. They have a huge array of colors. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about it, and I have mine in buff or chamois. Yeah, this is my review. It's a really nice foundation. Not my favorite in terms of lasting ability, and because it's sort of slippery on my face, I'm always a bit weary of how it feels. But when it comes to sitting really beautifully and naturally on the skin, yes, concealing, evening out any sort of mild problems that you have, yes, you may have different skin than mine, and that can be helpful for other people. So don't forget to share your experience with this foundation below if you have tried it out. Leave me a thumbs up, suggestions on videos you want to see here. Thank you for spending this little bit with me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.